doing? What have you been up to? Nothing, Mom, nothing. You weren't looking so good there. Hey, Eddie, unplug your cell phone. It's at 80%. You're at 80%. How you feeling, Mom? I feel great. My side hurts a little. Yeah, that's because we've already donated all your organs. They're coming for your eyes at 3, so we should get a picture. Family, let's get a family photo before they pluck the eyes. Yeah, we don't want to look at 2 black sockets there. Just let's get Mom in here. That is a tough one, man. Yeah, we pulled it on you. You weren't looking good. We went with it. It's just a game time decision. We just thought about, hey. Only God pulls the plug on me. I tell my family all the time, only God, nobody else, nothing. What? What's it matter? Money? I don't care. Keep me awake. Keep me going. Have a garage sale. I don't care. So the kids don't go to college. Let's be honest. They're not going anyway. They're not going. Keep me breathing. I don't care. You get an air conditioner hose. You hook it up to my ass. Set me up on a car battery. You animate me like one of those floats at a used car lot. You keep the big man breathing. And there's going to come a time where the woman walks in. There's going to be a woman who walks in the room. Kevin would not want to live there. You falcon punch that bitch right in the throat. I hate that. Who is that lady? He would not want to go up. How about you don't want to go on that way? I had a close call too about 5 years ago. I was driving home from Connecticut and I hit a deer, which was a scary experience, man. Hitting a deer, horrible. And we're shaking up on the side of the road, filling out the police report, and the woman's just asking me some questions. She's like, "So, you're okay now?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm calming down a little bit." And she's like, "So, what happened? Did the deer just jump out in front of you?" The deer did just jump out in front of you. I was like, no, it waved me over. Yeah, I was barreling down the road about 78 miles an hour, and I was like, is that a deer on the side of the road calling me over with its hoof? So I pulled over to check, and sure enough it was. So I got out of my car, and I walked over to the deer, and I was like, what's up, dude? You keep waving me over as I'm driving home. And he's like, nothing, I just wanted to talk for a little bit. So I started talking with the deer, and then he started mentioning things about my home and my family. He knew my kids by name, which freaked me out. I was like, I was out of here, man. I don't need this crap anymore. And it got kind of heated, and I didn't like that. He didn't like that either. He was like, can we start over? And I was like, no, we can't start over. I gotta get home, man. And he's like, please, let's just hug it out. I'm sorry. And I was like, thinking about it, I'm like, that's pretty cool. A deer who's about forgiveness. That's nice. So I went to hug it out with him, and he goes, what's that? And I go, what's what? And he points with his hoof to my stomach, and then I looked down, and he did that movement right in my face. And he took out a cell phone and was like, bitch, I know where you live. And then he ran into the woods. And that's when I got back in my car, and I started driving through the brush, and I couldn't the trees got thicker, I couldn't drive anymore. So I got out, and I camped out overnight, and I built a little campfire, all controlled with little rocks and everything like that. And I had a bucket of water in case it got out of control. We were fine legally. I think I'm fine. And I stayed there overnight. In the morning, I saw him talking to a bunch of his friends, so I crawled up really low, got on my hands and elbows, cracked some berries, blueberries, put it on my face, little Rambo makeup, and I jumped on him. I sunk my hooks in there, and I slit his throat right there. His friends ran off, he bled out, and then I dragged him back to the highway. And I just threw him on the roof of my car. So no, he did not just jump out in front of me. This was premeditated deer murder. Sorry. I'm gonna send him my message. You don't talk about my kids. I have 4 kids now. 4 kids. Do we have 4? Parents with more than 2? I want to tell you about my kids, man. Oh, they are the laziest kids I've ever seen in existence. I'm not gonna lie, I have a slug farm at home. It shocked me. I don't know if all kids are this way. It's the video games. My boy, especially my boy. It's crazy. It's literally that's what he does. I was like, stop it. Oh, you can't do this anymore. We got to go out and get some exercise. Got to go outside. And he didn't want to do it. He's resisting. I'm like, come on, let's do it. He's like, I'm okay. I'm like, no, I'm not asking you. I'm like, we got to go. We got to do it. Let's move around. He's like, I don't want to. So I took it. I take the game away. I said, that's it. All right, you've lost the games. No video games. That's it. You're done. Yeah, I did it. And, well, a couple days later, he comes at me with this. And tell me how you did. I don't know. He goes, hey, what about, I love what you're doing with the video game thing taken away from me. He said, because, so I go, you know something here. He goes, but what if can I get an Oculus? And I didn't know, you know what an Oculus? Yeah, I didn't know what an Oculus was. An Oculus is one of those like head mask things where you go into like a virtual reality. And I go, are they games and stuff? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, no, it's the same thing as a video game. You're not doing that. It's even worse. You're in your, go outside in the real world. Do that, would you? And he's like, no, you don't understand. These are amazing because you can play all sports. It's crazy. You can box. You can box like Rocky or Apollo Creed. You can fight anybody you want. You can Muhammad Ali. There's sword games. He goes, there's sword games where it's like you're going through these areas where you're just chopping down things and cutting people and you're thrusting and it's fighting back and you're trying to defend your house. And I'm like, wow. And he's like, and there's like dance competitions where your heart rate's going through the roof. It's amazing. And I'm like, really? He's like, amazing. It's just really strenuous. It's crazy. And the greatest part about it, he says, is if it's raining outside or snow or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You can do it. You can do it all the time. There's no excuses. I said, all right, well, that sounds pretty good. Yeah. So I said, all right, let's get the Oculus. Let's do it. Let's do this. If this gets him to start getting in shape and doing it, let's do it. Now I'm going to tell you something. One of my jokes, I embellish a little bit here and there and tell you a little bit more than it's actually there. This is what happened after I got the Oculus. And I wish I was not telling the truth verbatim. This is exactly what happened. I'm not kidding. I wake up the first morning now he's got the Oculus. I get out of my bed and I go to the top of the stairs. I see him. I see him with the Oculus. He's already got it on. He's standing in the foyer and he's literally just on and here's what he's doing. He's just standing there. So I'm like, that's weird, right? Just standing there. I'm not talking for a second, like waiting for a game to start over. 4 minutes of just standing there. I'm like, is he like a gunslinger or something? Like he's waiting for something? No movement, nothing. I took out my phone and I started recording because I wanted to prove to him that he's not moving. This is ridiculous. Nothing. 4 minutes goes, and then he does this. I go, oh, here we go. He backs up, he grabs a little chair, he's got a chair. Mask on. Chair out. Another 4 or 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes, just standing. And I'm like, no way. He doesn't look like he's fighting Apollo Creed. I'm trying to give him every benefit of the doubt. Maybe his trainer got stuck in traffic. I don't know. I don't know at this point. But it's not looking good. It's looking like he fooled me, right? Then I see him get up. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Okay. And he walks up like this. And he goes like this, I go, all right, warming up, here we go. He goes like this, goes like this, he goes like this, then he goes like this, then he goes like this, then he goes like that, then he goes like this. He goes back to his chair. I was getting so pissed. Then he goes like this. Then he goes like this. Then he goes like this. And there was just no movement. There was just, I stormed down the steps. I said, that's it. I ripped it off his head. I go, what the hell are you doing? Let me see. And I put it on. He was playing a game. Not an athletic one. It was Job Simulator. Job Simulator. I'm not done. He was working part-time at a convenience store. I wish I was joking about this, and I wish I made this up. I'm not that funny. I mean, this is reality. Right here, he was talking to his friend working at a convenience store. He was literally sitting here waiting for a customer to come in. No sweeping up in between, moving around, stacking cases of beer in the back. He's just sitting there. Finally, a customer came in. He got up, right? He got him a pack of cigarettes or something, rang him up, gave him the change, said goodbye, back to the chair. I was like, what the hell was this and this? He was scratching off his own lotto tickets. He's not even a good employee. Talking with his friend. They're both talking about it part-time. The next day I saw him limping. I go, what happened? He goes, don't worry, it's a virtual injury. I didn't hurt myself. I wanted my buddy to cover for me today. I couldn't go in. I'm collecting unemployment, don't worry, it's fine. So, man, it's crazy. It's just ridiculous. It's just nuts. And how lazy. I got so mad at him, I made him watch this whole PBS special. I saw this PBS special. It was crazy. It was an hour long. I said, sit down and you're watching the whole thing. It was on this African village. And it was moving. It really was. It was every morning in this village, the whole community would get up and they would put these massive clay pots on their head. Everybody, the grandparents, the little kids, everybody, and they would walk with those pots on their head 5 miles. 5 miles, think of that. 5 miles, all the way down to the local river. They'd fill the pots with fresh drinking water and then walk the 5 miles back. And no one complained. Everybody was getting along. They were joyful. It was amazing to me, and it just blew my mind about how much we have and what they're doing every day. And it affected me, and I saw my kid, and I saw it was affecting him. So finally, I think I'm sinking in, right? And I was like, hey, now what do you have to say for yourself after you see this? You understand? Why don't they just move the village down by the river? And I didn't have an answer right away, because I was like, it's not 100% wrong. They could just pick up everything, move, you got a water view and everything, but no. They just got pissed and punished. You get punished. That's it, you're punished. He's like, what did I do? I'm like, you did something. Just go to your room. I don't even know how to punish my kid. I don't punish. We don't know what to do anymore. We don't know anything. We're all walking around. Everybody's confused. This whole culture is confused. Our dads back then, they knew how to punish. Oh yeah, because they got the belt, that's why. Yeah, and the belt worked. You only had to do it once. One time with the belt. Not fun. Yes. One time. And you never did whatever you did ever again. You only needed it once. Then just referencing the belt. Done. I get it. Remember that first time you got the belt? How weird that was? You didn't even know if you would pop it off at your mom. Like, yeah, well, I don't enjoy your waffles, okay? They're not very good. They're cold now, and I'm not even eating them. So there you go. Why is Dad getting undressed? What's going on over there? No, I don't like it. I don't like the waffles. What are you going to do? What's this supposed to have with it? No. What are you, a lion tamer? What happened over here? I didn't even know that was possible. Never did it again. The belt has worked. The belt has worked throughout history. Since 25 BC, the belt has worked. All the way up to like 1993, when some frail D-bag introduced the first time out. And that's when we lost society. That's when it was gone, right? You can trace it back right to that moment. That's where everything was lost. All the problems of the world traced right back to that one day where that guy just said, I'm going to give him a timeout. Can you imagine your dad giving you that as an option, a timeout? I'm so sorry I stole your car, and I took it for a joyride, and I did those donuts in the parking lot, and I wiped out that 7-Eleven storefront. What? You want me to go sit in the corner and think about what I just did? Yeah. You're not gonna whip this ass? Absolutely. Timeouts. They don't even do timeouts anymore because they call them time. It's too cruel. They said it. I'm not kidding. They said timeouts. It's the child is isolated in the corner by themselves. It's not nice to leave them there. So now they do what's called a time in, where the father will take the child over and just kind of sit with them, kind of stroke his shoulder. You spend about 15, 20 minutes thinking about what you did and where you could have made like a better decision and how it's okay anyway. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Because everything ends up good anyway and soft. And then after about 20 minutes, you let your child go. And you stay there for about another 8 minutes thinking about what a loser of a parent you've become. It's horrible. It really is. Maybe we build our kids up too much. That's what it is. Right? They're all the best. That's what it's come to. That's what we've learned. We've learned to teach our kids that they are the best, which is mistaken for we want you to be the best. That's every child. Let's make them the best, without a doubt. That's different than you are the best. And that's what we tell her. You're the best. As soon as they're born, you're the best. You are so good. You're the best. You are the best. The kid's just looking at him. You're the best. Isn't he the best? Yeah, he's the best. You're the best. You are the best. No, you're not. You suck. You suck. Kids suck. That's the definition of being a kid. You suck at every... What can you do? Do a backflip. Show me something. Roll a cigar. Fill out a tax report. You can't blacktop a driveway. Tie your shoes. Do something. You can't. Not yet. You suck now. You're horrible at everything. That's what I'm here for. You're not the best. I gotta make you the best. We tell them, you're the best. You've conquered it. You're the best. And then we send them out in the world. They don't know how to act. I'm the best. What? I don't know. I've got it though. I am the best. It's like they roll back and forth between entitlement and confusion. So much anxiety. Can't believe it. There's one teacher, it's just such a bad story. The teacher in California, she gave a test to the class, and one of the students didn't hand the test back in. He wouldn't even do it. Wouldn't even hand it back in. And she gave him a 0. And the teacher got fired. Fired. They fired her. Because the school said, no, we have a no-zero policy. We have zero tolerance for zeros. We have a zero tolerance for zeros. A 50 as low as you can get, and it's passing because we believe that our kids can be whatever they want to be. Okay, that's fine, as long as that kid is the air traffic controller when your family's flying back from vacation. Right? Hey, sorry, that's 19 coming in for a line. We're trying to make our descent. How we're looking over there? I'm the best. Oh, that's good to hear there. Nice to hear that at the tower, but we're trying to make our descent. So how are we looking on that runway? How are we doing? 50. I'm the best. Isn't that right, Mom? Yes. You're the best. I'm the best. You can't be whatever you want to be just because you want to be it. You can't. I want to be a Navy SEAL. You know, it's. Oh, hey, don't trigger me. Don't. Now I'm deciding. Now I just made it happen. I'm a Navy SEAL. This is protecting the nation. How do you feel now? Can you imagine? The commander would be like, everybody in the water, we're storming that beach. I'd be like, I'm not really a water person, I'm gonna be honest. Do you have any of those like Navy noodles? Do you guys got those blowout swimmings? Because I had I'm gonna be 3 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches I had about 45 minutes ago, and I don't know if it's an hour or 45 minutes you're supposed to wait before you get per sandwich. We can figure that out later, but I probably shouldn't go in the water right now. Oh, my son asked me to play Little League. He goes, can I join Little League? And I was like, you outside Little League or video Little League? And he's like, no, outside. One of his buddies wanted to play, so I was so happy. I was like, yes, absolutely, let's get out there and do it. So I called the coach of the team and I said, we were like a game late starting. So I said, hey, can I get my kid in there? Is there any way we can? He's like, yeah, just fill out the form, there's no problem, do all this. And he goes, oh, I do want to let you know though, we don't keep score in this league. And I was like, why not? He's like, well, we don't want to upset the parents. We don't want to upset the kids or anybody like that. And I was like, why even have them back? Right? Why don't you have them walk up to the plate, hi, how you doing? Could you put me down for a double? I pre-registered for a double, then I foul out twice, strike out after that, and then walk after that. Yep, mother, I got a double this time, thank you. You're the best. Don't keep scoring. Don't keep scoring in the league. But every kid gets a trophy. You know how I know? It was a $40 charge on my paper. I was like, hey, what's this $40 for? He goes, that's for a trophy. I go, we didn't show up for practice yet. He's like, congratulations, you guys won. I go, my son? He goes, yes, your son and you. You drove him here, right? Yeah, you got a trophy. Way to go. I played Little League in the 70s, 1970s. We got a trophy 1 year. 1 year we got a trophy. Thank you, 1 year. You know why? Because we won. That's it. You know how I know? Because we kept score. Because it turns out that's how baseball's played. So kids, the way they have it, there's so much now. I mean, the fields that they go to, the sod, it's pristine sod, and the outfield wall with sponsors on the wall, and lights for night games, and scoreboards that are just, I don't know what they're for, but... I never had that in the 70s. I'd pull up to like a parking lot, and it was like, is this field 7? Clumps of grass and cement and broken Miller bottles everywhere. Yeah, this is it. Your coach would pull up in a 1971 Impala, pop the trunk, all the kids would gather around, try to get uniforms. There's not enough for everybody. You're in the guy's trunk, and he's obviously he just got thrown out of his apartment. He's moving stuff around, there's a crowbar in there, there's beer cans. Starts throwing uniforms out, mixed in with like, yeah, that's long underwear, put that on, whatever it is. Smoked right in our faces. Trying to hide anything, right in my eye. You gotta hit that cutoff, man. No parents running over. Hey, Phil, maybe you shouldn't smoke in front of the kids. No, they're playing dominoes and drinking vodka at snack tables. Right over there. That's their break. They're so happy that a weird man in a strange mustache and polyester pants showed up to watch their kids for an hour. Right in my eye. Nicotine burning my eye. Stung like crazy, but you know what? No allergies today. Not a one. I eat whatever I want to eat. Because you know why? I drink water out of a faucet in the back of my house that's or a hot hose that sat there for all day long, and just had to spray it out of this old spigot with flecks of metal going to the back of your throat. Now I can eat anything. I can see a raccoon in the middle of the afternoon. Take a bite of it raw and be fine. I am fine. My kids, every allergy known to man. I don't know what happened. Their friends, the checklist I have to go through if they want to have a friend over for lunch. You know, he can't have any gluten or wheat. We know that, all right? But also, he cannot have any pork. Also, let's go non-food. He cannot touch the back of a turtle. He can't. Do you have corduroy in the house at all? Do you have corduroy? He's also allergic to sundown, so I'll have to take him out because he's not staying in my house. Not feeding him. I mean, look, if you have a peanut allergy and you're gonna die or something, yes, God bless you and stay away from it. But if you get a little, because you ate half a Snickers bar, Mommy, I got intolerant to a Snickers bar, I got boo-boo baby. Suck it up. You're eating a Snickers bar. What do you want? There's nothing natural in it. Just enjoy the ride. Fun Dip. Remember Fun Dip back in the day? Literally wet cement on a stick. Fine. Let them eat. Let them get their hands dirty. We wash over. Forget washing your hands. I washed my hands like 3 times when I was a kid. Wash your hands? Yeah, I wash. I'm good. I had anxiety and problems back in the day. I remember a lot. I was a pitcher. I was 9 years old. I remember this. I was playing, and I had a really strong arm. I was aiming the ball one day, and I was missing the plate. And I started walking batters, and I loaded up the bases, and it was hard. It was hard on me. And then I started walking runs in, and my teammates are looking at me, and it was tough. And I felt horrible. My dad knew this. My dad was also a coach on the team, so he walked out to the mound, and he gave me the greatest advice I've ever seen or heard in my entire life. Literally just walked out, put his hands on my shoulder, looked me dead in the eyes, and he said, "Hey, stop aiming the ball." He said 2 words. He goes, "Just throw. You know what to do. Just throw." Yeah. And he turned around and he walked back. And I was like, that's the greatest advice I've ever received in my entire life. Think about that. Just throw. Anytime you have anxiety in your life about anything, just do what you know to do. You already know what to do. Just do it. Just throw. And that's what I did. I launched back into my windup and I just threw. And I shattered the kid's orbital ball. I did. 2 more runs scored. My dad was wrong there. You got to aim the ball. In baseball, you have to aim it because any other scenario, the best advice ever. The greatest advice for life. Because our dads knew things back then. They knew stuff. They just had a general knowledge that we've lost. I've definitely lost. I don't know anything. You know, I wish I was kidding. My friends, one's dumber than the next. It's all technology. Everything's made us dumber. We keep getting dumber. My dad never went to college. He didn't have a college degree. But he had general knowledge about how things work, and he fixed things himself and figure it out. He could answer every question I had right away. You didn't have to leave the room and check Google. Dad, how do planes fly? Well, they get enough speed, and then they get thrust, and then the air, and then there's a rudder in the back that'll guide it, and this, how does a TV work? Well, there's a bulb in the back of that box right there that'll project light to the front and portrays images there in front of you. I don't know any of that stuff. 4 kids. They come in for I'm like, just when they walk in the room, I'm like, what do you want? What's up? Daddy, how is ice made? It's magic. Don't ask me. You don't ask me a question directly. Remember we talked about this? Always go to your mother. I say go to your mother. If your mother's not around, what do we say to do? You write it on an index card, you leave it on my windshield, and I get back to you within 3 to 4 business days. I'm gonna fix things. I remember watching him. He'd walk up like a thermostat. You know, what the hell is that? Look at it for a second. Take it off. He didn't know. He'd get tools. He'd break it down. He's like, oh man, it's just the resistor wire is connected to the Frebenen, and I gotta go. The thermodial is gonna keep bouncing. If you don't get it, it's just gonna keep bouncing. So I gotta get that fixed, and I'll just create something and make it work. Maybe I can get in there here with it. And he's soldering something like 2 seconds later. It's like, there, it's working perfectly now. I tried to do what he did. I had the first part down. I come over like this. And that's where it ends. That's it. Honey, we gotta call somebody. I did the look. Yeah, it's not working. So dumb, I hate it. I hate being this dumb too and not knowing things. That's why I hate having conversations with people. It's always uncomfortable to me. No, it is. I talking like this in front of a large group, I'm fine. I can do that. But I get shot. I can't. When it's one-on-one, there's always somebody who knows more than the other person. You ever notice that? There's always someone who kind of takes the lead. And the guy, I'm going to tell you about this. And then, guess which one I am? I feel inferior. I hate it. It's a rough feeling. That's a prideful thing maybe to try to... I hate it. It always feels horrible. That's why I don't like talking to people. And my wife is just the opposite, which I love. That's where I think we're opposites attract. She just talks nonstop. No, but I love it. I love it. Although it helped me out. It helps me out, seriously, because one time she goes, like, this was recently, she goes, hey, we just got invited to it's like the worst thing, like a local municipal fundraising government dinner, and it's like every word I hate. I was like, no, I hope, except dinner. I like dinner, but I said, I hope he said no. She said, I didn't. I was like, why would you do this? You know me. You know I hate to talk. I don't know anything about government. I don't want to talk to people. I'm going to have to talk, whatever. I was miserable. She was like, relax, we'll go there for half an hour, I promise. We'll mingle around for like 5 minutes, have some hors d'oeuvres, we'll eat dinner, and I'll be with you the whole time. I promise. I was like, you promise? She's like, I promise. As soon as we get there, she's like, I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom. No. She left into the woman's room, the ladies' room right there, and then I'm standing there. The room is a wide open room full of people. And everybody's just starting to mingle and kind of come closer to see me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? So I just started staring at the door, waiting for her to come out. And I'm like, I literally look like, when you go by like a general store in like a movie or something, you see like the dog outside tied to a fence post, waiting for its owner. That's literally what I look like. So I was like, look busy, just go, grab your phone, go. I didn't have my phone with me. I didn't, because your phone is easy. You can be like, I gotta do this thing. But I didn't have it, so I'm like, just act busy. You ever try to act busy, looking busy without a phone? I can't, I gotta stop this. I'm looking ridiculous. As soon as I stop for 2 seconds, some guy walks up. Hey! How's it going? Hey. How about this whole thing with Figueroa as councilman? I'll tell you one thing, he ain't gonna last, right? That's what he says to me. How about this whole thing with Figueroa as councilman? I'll tell you one thing, he ain't gonna last. Huh. Let's break it down. Don't know who Figueroa is. Don't know what a councilman is. Could have said carrot maker. I have no idea what a councilman does. Never did know. Don't care to know. Never will know for the rest of my life. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Don't know. Just one of those general things that I never know what a councilman does. Why he's getting thrown out or leaving on his own will, I don't know. I know none of these things, but how do I answer him? Because I don't want to look like I don't know. I go, really? Like I'm concerned about Figueroa suddenly. Really? He goes, yeah, really. I was like, why? He's like, I'll tell you why. Treason. I was like, treason? You gotta be kidding me. And in my head, I'm going, you don't even know what treason means. I have no idea the definition of treason. Why are you acting this way? I don't know if you've ever done this. Do you ever break away from somebody once they launch a word at you and you break away mentally to try to figure out that word? In your head, you're like, oh, treason, let's figure it out. Put in a sentence, treason, the trees reason with the grass to get along. Well, maybe he's talking about the environment. Who knows, right? Talk about the environment. Get in there. So I go back to talk to him, and he's just staring at me now. So I don't know how long I was out for. But he's not saying anything. So I don't know if he asked me a question, and I'm just like, I don't know. I have no idea. So I go to my fallback, which is I just wave my hand and go, it's all crazy. What are you going to do anyway, right? Right? That's a great one. You just go, what are you going to do? It's all crazy. He's supposed to, it is crazy. What are you going to do, right? But he doesn't. He goes, what's crazy? And I was like, I was like, I don't know. No one's ever answered my question with a question before. Like, it's just how it all went down. He's like, what went down? I go, the whole thing. What whole thing? Everything. I mean, what everything? I was like, what the shit? Leave me alone. This guy's following me. He would not let me go. He was literally like he had a flashlight and I was a possum and he's like following me behind a dumpster, trying to expose my stupidity. What? No, you said something stupid. What are you trying to say? You don't know, Figueroa. Get over here. I should just be honest with people. I should just walk up, hi, you know, my name's Kevin. Got about a 4th grade vocabulary. I'm gonna get lost pretty quickly into the conversation. But you just keep going. You keep talking, I'll keep nodding my head, agreeing with you, acting like I know what you're talking about. You'll feel better about yourself. But don't be fooled, I'm dead behind the eyes. I know you know Buster Douglas. I know it's just crazy. It's crazy. I should just be honest that I'm not. Because it's pride, right? That's what gets you, pride. You feel like you're gonna match people. No, we don't. Because I feel insecure. If I don't know, I'm insecure about myself that I don't know he's talking about Figueroa or anything. So I try to match their conversation, and that's where I get into trouble. I'll try to throw out a big word. He's like, what do you think the problem with society is? I'm like, well, I gotta be honest, I harken back to a time when I said hearken was the word I chose. Never said the word hearken before in my life, ever. Hearken. Hearken was the word, I think it was developed, that was in the 1800s, hearken, right? Like Winston Churchill? What the hell, where did this come from? It behooves me to think that you would think society, my pocket watch and my big burlap pants. He's like, what do you think the problem with society is? I was like, I gotta be honest, I think it's a lack of, you ever see a word where you don't know the tense completely, right? It's a lack of conscience. He's like, what? I just think it's a lack of conscientiousness. Conscientiousness. I'm sorry, what did you say? I said I think culturally, we have a lack of conscience. We have we're unconscientious. Conscientiously, we're trying to be unconscious. We are not being conscience. We're conscientiously speaking. Can I speak conscientiously? Can I? Because if you don't societally, you'll have a Tyrannosaurus Rex and the He's like, I'm sorry, I'm not following you. He said this. I went, well, regardless of that, I think I know what I'm talking about. He left. That's when my wife comes out. What did I miss? We get in the car ride home, and my wife's talking like crazy. I'm like, hey, shut it down. We already lost. No, you don't need to talk now. I needed you before. We've been together 19 years now, so it's like we don't even think. Oh, yeah. No, I'm just saying we don't even talk anymore. Is what I'm saying. No, well, I've said everything I'm never going to say to her. In every combination, I've used every word. I could finish up the rest of my life in gestures with her. Really? She doesn't. She loves to talk. Always going. Loves it. Loves it. Never had an unexpressed thought in her life. Just go. Oh boy, look at that light. It's the light's coming down. We gotta get that fixed. Hey, that curb, is that growing grass between the curbs? Hey, did you ever call that guy who, hey, sit one out, would you? Take a break. Loves to talk. Loves to talk. Always going. I have thoughts in my head all the time. Weird ones. Dude, how many tater tots can I fit in my mouth without dropping them? It's in there. But you know what? I keep the barn door shut. That's the difference. I don't let everybody else know that I'm thinking about that. She has no barn doors. Just free range thoughts everywhere. Just whatever. When we get home, getting undressed and all that stuff, and it's like, still talking. What the hell are you talking for? She just has to do it. It's like a venting thing for her. It's a vent, like she knows it. I just, I don't know why I have to be there, is what I'm saying. Like, I'm serious. Go in the closet, take your clothes off, and talk for 4 hours. Have a blast. I don't even care. But I have to be there. It's like an emotional backboard or something. And she knows. And by the way, she doesn't even want my answers. She doesn't want me to fix anything. She doesn't. She wants me to shut the hell up and just stay there and act concerned with her. And she thinks. She knows it. I know it. I can't stand it. It's so crazy. And she'll try to catch me in these little conversations. Like, she'll lob out half sentences like she's fly fishing. Boy, I sure hope Ellen's gonna be okay. I usually let the first one pass and just let it go. Because if enough time goes by, then I can kind of sneak out. But there's always a follow-up. There's going to be a follow-up. I sure hope they work through this. I'm like, okay, we got to engage. You have to engage. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, what do we want to do? We want to get out of here as quickly as possible. Right? I have so many things I got to do today. I have a to-do list. She wants to talk. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't even have a to-do list. I just want to get out of here today. Because I know where this is heading. I know where it's heading. It's going to be one of these long conversations. How do I get out of it? Because she knows if I try to wrap it up too quick, she'll just tack on 45 minutes as spite. She will. She'll know it, and she'll have 45 minutes and not let me go. So I'm like, what if I steer into it and make it look like I want to, So I did that. I'm like, it's a risky move, because it's risky. You don't know where it can go. Because if she's into it, it's like, she's like idling, talking the whole time. Like she could, you don't know how much gas she's got in the tank. It could be, you're hoping she's under a quarter. You're just like hoping. It's a risky thing, but if you turn it to her, so I was like, try it, see what happens. And I went, hey honey. She's, yeah. I go, let's do it. She's like, let's do what? Let's talk about Helen. Let's just do it. Honestly, let's throw some pillows on the floor, we'll get a pot of coffee, and let's just spend the day together talking about Helen. Let's get it done. I want to know everything about her. From conception to this morning, let's do it. What do you say? Like, first of all, it's not Helen. There's no H, okay? It's Ellen. She's my friend from Pilates, who you don't know. She's going through some stuff right now. Okay. Well, let's do it, though. Should we do it anyway? Like, I want to talk. I don't know everything. What you're just throw it out. Whatever you got in your head there. You want to talk? Let's just go. You talk it out today. What do you say?
No, I promised her I wouldn't say anything.
Okay. Well, guess I'll talk to you later then, okay?
All right, I'll tell you. But you have to promise me you're not going to tell anybody else.
Well, I can't do that. What if I'm playing softball and the third inning rolls around and there's a lull in the game? And I'm like, fellas, bring it in, bring it in. Both teams, you guys come out of the dugout. Everybody take a knee. I want to tell you about my wife's friend Ellen, or Helen, who I don't know from Pilates. She's going through some stuff right now. Hands down, I'll answer questions afterwards. You have to promise me you're not going to tell any. How about this? I promise you I'm not listening to a word you're saying as you're saying it. No word is getting through my aura. It is literally coming out of your pie hole and exploding in midair before it hits me like a 4th of July. And Helen, she did, and her husband, and at work, she, big finish. She just beat her at her own game. 14. What? 14. Huh? That's how many tater tots I think I can fit in my mouth without growing.